Hey, thanks a lot. I'm honored to be joined by our Board of Advisors, 4 members. And most of the people in this room probably haven't spent time with our advisors. Mike and Todd, we look for individuals to help literally provide us advice as we're looking at our long-term strategic plans, as we're innovating in the Forge, getting feedback from senior officials, former senior officials. They provide perspective and insights that we wouldn't have. So again, I'm always pleased to meet with the advisors. I want to kind of go around, and I know you all have prepared comments, and I've got some questions, and I may get everybody out of order, so if I screw up, you answer the questions you were prepared to answer. That's the deal. As I looked at the topics for this this summit, there were 3 major ones. First, the first topic was AI's role in accelerating technical breakthroughs, and clearly by implication, how AI is currently and possibly can support advancements in defense. So really starting with TJ and Doug, what potential breakthroughs do you think we should anticipate?
It's going to be about how we use data and how we close kill chains and how we sift through all the noise, which is increasingly expanding, approaching infinite, and how do you find the thing that is critical? And I don't know what that is, but I do think Core Force, particularly his reposition with the acquisition with Azimuth, can be part of that solution space.
We've been fighting a war that has pretty much allowed us to do whatever we want, right? Because we had air and space superiority. That's not going to be the case in the future. We have got to be able to fight at the tactical edge, and our architectures are just not well equipped for that right now. We're really focused on centralized architectures. We spend more energy in trying to figure out, so like right now, the most current data that's available in an operational theater will be in the hands of the actual warfighters. The F-35 squadrons and their operating locations, when they land, they will have the most current data, threat data available. But we are not optimized to be able to do near real-time mission planning there in theater because we are totally focused on, oh my gosh, how do we get all that data back to Fortress CONUS so that we can, fuse it all with all the other, satellite collected data and everything. And we should be figuring out how do we share the data in the actual fight between the Air Force, the Navy, and the Marine jets, and they have their flyaway kits with their laptops that have the historical data, because we're going to be fighting in a denied and degraded environment where we may not be able to reach back. We can't presume that we're going to have information flow from CONUS Fortress to the forward edge of the battle space. So we've got to have not only a hybrid cloud, but also distributed AI tools, because here's the other scary part. The intel analysts that are at the forward edge are all first and second lieutenants, right? They're all junior folks who are with the units, and they don't have the experience. So we need AI tools there at the forward edge to help them, because they may not be able to get the wisdom from the senior analysts that are sitting back at DIA or at JIOC or Indo-PACOM, right? So those are the things that I think we really need to worry about and have breakthroughs in technologies to be able to support the future warfight.
Consciously think through the assumptions that underlie the things that you're developing and how you see your customers buying them, because that's really important. And if you get those assumptions wrong, it's going to be a hard sell, right? So very important. DSIGs, yeah. So I have a lot of scar tissue from the DCGS programs. Even 2 years ago, AI was not the discussion that it is now. We heard the government panel that was just up here before, that hadn't changed, right? There's no top-down direction in the department to say, go do AI. It's smart program managers and smart leaders across the department that want to bring AI in because they see opportunities to fix some of their process issues. We need to be able to help them do that. But that's going to change over time. There's going to be more direction. CDAO or whatever form it takes next, there's going to be more direction to go do things. Policy is going to be written. Budgetary processes are going to kick in that will support AI enabling activities. So the world is going to change quickly, and I think it's just incumbent on all of us to just pay very close attention to those changes and try and stay in front of them, whatever they may end up looking like.
We're talking about introducing AI. At least there's a concept, there's a belief we can do it. Do we really believe it's going to provide a strategic advantage? I'll start with Sheila.
Yeah, I believe it will provide a strategic advantage, but what I would say is I've been disconnected in terms of understanding everything that's been developed. My focus would be on you can have a strategic advantage if you've combined everything. It can't be just the technology, right? We have the best, from the Air Force's perspective, the best Air Force in the world. And it's not because we have the best fighter aircraft, right? The best tools. It's going to be the same with AI. Just because we have the best AI out there doesn't mean we're going to be the best, right? It all comes down to the human who creates tradecraft and TTPs and has the freedom to innovate that makes us better than the Chinese Air Force. And so when we think about a strategic advantage, as long as we do full consideration of the technology, including all the .MILF requirements that go with it, the doctrine, organization, training, it's the entire package. You can't just assume that rolling out a tool is going to get you dominance. You have to have an equal amount of mental effort put into organizationally, tradecraft, et cetera, to pair that in order to have a strategic advantage on the battlefield.
The Western way, since the Enlightenment and the scientific revolution and everything else has been to have a technological edge. That's why society has advanced the way it has, and we can agree to disagree whether society has been improved by that. I think it has been improved. And so I think it's imperative that our entrepreneurial spirit remain a competitive strategic advantage for the United States. And right now, that battlefield is playing out in artificial intelligence, and we are at full-on cyber war with China. So we have to win. We have to master this technology, and we have to master it certainly before China does, and be able to take advantage of it before they can, as well as deny it to them.
We also need to be thinking about how we leverage AI and those related capabilities to go do things to the adversaries. Not just help close our own kill chains, but can we break their kill chains? The skills and the knowledge and the expertise that lives in this company, can you use that to think about how do you poison Chinese AI? If they're using AI in their overhead collection resources and they're using AI that identify, that's the Roosevelt Carrier Strike Group. Well, maybe you can screw that up somehow, right? And then there's ways to do that. So I think we have to really have those broader strategic conversations about what does it really mean to the nation and to us and to DoD as we move forward.
I've heard the term here like data's the new oil, and yes, but if you talk to whether it's Venezuela or wildcatters in West Texas or the Saudi Arabian Sovereign Wealth Fund, they have a fundamental and intrinsic appreciation that oil in the ground has value. Data in the ground, and by that I mean not available, not accessible, but most certainly not exploited, that has zero value. In fact, it has cost. And we haven't yet figured out how to leverage AI to make sure that we are at least reducing our costs. There may be future expenses, but the things that get in the way of doing our daily mission at the edge is going to be hard.
I think a challenge we're going to have is we're going to have to respect Sun Tzu's Axiom 1.
Absolutely.
All warfare is based on deception.
Yes.
And what is real and what is make-believe?
Yeah.
Or are we defaulting to believing everything because history would suggest we probably shouldn't? Again, thank you for coming out. Good discussion, and I appreciate follow-on discussions, as we continue to move forward and grow the company.
Great.
Thanks.
Great. Thank you.
Tim?